Hey guys, welcome to another episode of KWR Details. And first of all, I want to apologize to my followers. My last video I posted was in March, and since then I've got some pretty devastating news. My working canine Emrick, is a human remains detection dog, 9 years old. He was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer in the left front shoulder. Initially, we decided not to amputate, but he had such a sparkle in his eye, and he wasn't ready to give up, so neither was I. So we ended up amputating in May, and I've been focusing my efforts on his recovery and just playing with him every day. And I decided not to do chemo or radiation. Simply because I wanted him to enjoy the days he has left just being a dog and not going from oncology appointment to oncology appointment. There's a good chance it's metastasized to his lungs, but they're clear right now. So we are just letting him be a dog and enjoy the time he has left. He's been a great, great dog. And also at the end of last month in June, I ended up getting into an accident, as you'll see here. I was run into not far from home, so I'll be without my vehicle until about the 1st of August, give or take. So it's been hard, been going through withdrawals, but we'll get back on the road soon. Thank you again for all your support. I sincerely appreciate every like and every subscribe I get. You guys are the best. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a look at this 2016 Toyota Tacoma we're going to be working on today. So this is where the customer had a bra on the front of the hood. All in all, she's not in bad shape. Just dirty. Now, the owner of this vehicle is a veterinarian, so she doesn't have a whole lot of time to take care of her vehicle, which is why I'm here. I can't wait to dig into this orange paint. And of course, being a veterinarian, you have a lot of hair. A lot of salt left over from winter. See if we can't brighten up these seats a little bit. Got quite a bit of hair on the back seat. We'll get all that taken care of. Up underneath here, not a whole lot of brake dust, which is good. This needs a little bit of work. This is oxidized. All in all, she's in pretty good shape for 2016. Paint's in pretty good shape. We're gonna see if we can't make that orange paint pop even more. See, we got a little bit of car wash scratches in there. Well, let's get to it. So because this truck sits outside 24/7, we have quite a few helicopters and a bit of debris up in the front here. So what I'm doing is I'm using the Ultra Air Blaster along with some hemostats. Believe it or not, they work fairly well, grabbing onto anything that's stuck under there. So we're just being real careful and picking those out. And what we're using here in our IK foamer is some DIY Detail All Clean diluted 15:1, along with an ounce or so of Incredible Suds. And we're just applying this to loosen up the dirt and the grime that was under the bra in this truck. So it'll come off easier with the pressure washer and not mar the paint. We're gonna apply it to the whole front of the truck because we got some dead bugs and guts all over the front of the truck. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. What I'm using here is the same solution I used on the front of the truck. It's DIY Details All Clean 15:1 with about an ounce or so of Incredible Suds in the IK Foam Pro 12. If you don't have one of these, they are quite a time saver. You don't have to sit there and pump them up and pump them up. And this one's battery, the compressor's battery operated. So we're just going to apply a nice thick coat of this underneath the wheel wells and to the wheels and tires themselves, and also inside the barrel of the wheel to just loosen up any grease and grime. We're going to do this to all four wheels of the truck before we do anything else, before we do our iron remover. And what we're using here is DIY Details Incredible Suds in our MJGC foam cannon. We're using the foam rinse foam method. So we're gonna foam and then we're gonna rinse. That'll get any dirt, dust, anything on the paint of the truck. We'll get that loosened up. Pressure washer will rinse it away. And then we'll foam it up again and do our final wash. Now I'm using some DIY Detail iron remover to remove any iron contamination in the barrels. This is where a lot of your brake dust, a lot of iron particles end up. And you'll see, as the time goes on, you'll see how it turns purple. You can actually see a bit of it there. Not too much, which is a good thing, but we're getting rid of that, the iron in the barrels and on the face of the wheel. We're going to give the tires a good scrub with some All Clean 15:1 and Incredible Suds. It just helps it, the Incredible Suds just helps it dwell a bit longer. Right here you can see some of that purple just oozing out of there. That's from inside the barrel from your brakes. You can actually see it all over the wheel. We're just going to add a little bit more of All Clean and Incredible Suds to keep it lubricated and keep it, for lack of a better term, moist. I know there's some of you out there that hate that word. But it is pretty hot out today, so we're trying to keep everything from drying out, especially using an iron remover. And now I'm going to be applying Quick Beads by DIY Detail. It's a 4 to 6 month ceramic sealant. I'm going to be applying that into the barrels of the wheel, and just the barrels, just to give them that extra 4 to 6 months of protection on the inside and help keep them cleaner. We are going to be ceramic coating the face of the wheel with the DIY Detail 5-year ceramic coating, so there's no need to apply it on the front. And you just let it dwell you spray it on, let it dwell for about 30 seconds. And then you spread it with your pressure washer and then rinse it away. You want to make sure that any of that white frothy stuff is gone because that'll actually stain your wheels. You want to make sure you rinse it real well. And now we're starting the process all over again using DIY Detail's iron remover. You can see that purple just start bleeding from the wheel. Since we've done our foam and our rinse, this will be our second foam using CarPro's IronX Snow Soap. This is a pretty thick soap designed to chemically help remove the iron contamination. So we're going to foam that up, let it dwell a little bit, and we're washing with DIY Detail's perforated synthetic decontamination towel, or clay towel for short. We're using that in conjunction with DIY Detail's iron remover. So one spray on the clay towel, one spray on the panel, and this will mechanically decontaminate your paint. Now what you'll see me do here is once I take the foam cannon off and put the tip on to rinse, I spray away from the vehicle initially, simply because if you don't get that tip on all the way and you happen to point it at your vehicle and blast that tip off, it's going to do some damage to the paint. So it's always a good idea whenever you put the tip on to rinse that you point it away from the vehicle to begin with, and then you finish your rinsing. And now that we have some clean paint, we can see what we're working with. Not in bad shape. You can see some car wash induced scratches and swirls. And we're hoping to get rid of about 90% of those. And this trim's all faded. We're going to hit that with DIY Details Trim, Restore, and Protect. And then down here, you can see the damage that the bra has done by being left on the front of the truck. We're hoping to remove that and restore that to its original finish. So this was the average reading around the truck, about 4.5 mils of paint based on the paint thickness gauge reading. So we have plenty of paint to work with, so I'm not worried about burning through the paint anywhere. We're going to be starting with a 50/50. And what I'm using is DIY Details Gold Standard Polish paired with the Gold Standard yellow pad. It's been a wonderful combination. We're going to see just how much of that damage from the bra we can get off. We're doing a 50/50 here. So I'll go ahead and I'll speed this up and we can see our final result. Here's our 50/50 shot, and you can see quite a bit of difference. We removed all those scratches, and just the clarity on the other side is phenomenal. And we're going to go back and do it again just to make sure she finishes down how I'd like it to. See the damage from the bra on the right hand side and then the polished side on the left side. Definitely an improvement. Now, one thing I like to do personally is once I'm done with the hood, I like to pull it out and get it into some natural sunlight, because in my opinion, there is nothing that shows flaws more than natural sunlight. So she finished down just great. I'm very pleased with how she finished out. We're going to go ahead and polish the rest of the truck the same way. We're going to be using the Gold Standard Polish by DIY Detail along with the Gold Standard Pad. on the 25mm DIY detail dual action polisher. Now it is kind of hard to see, but I'm going to try a couple of different shots here. You can see some scratches on the tailgate. They're not super deep, but they're noticeable. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 5-5-5 method, 5 pounds of pressure for 5 seconds on speed 5, and look at that, it comes right out. That's where it was, folks. You can't beat this combo. I'm super happy with the way this came out. And just some finished shots of the interior. I was able to get, probably 98% of the hair out between my for real and my lily brush and my Ultra Air Blaster. All the dog hair came out. Now, even though that there were covers on the seats, this is what came out of the extractor. So it was pretty nasty. Then I was able to use DIY Details Trim, Restore, and Protect on the cover on the back of the truck. Came out absolutely phenomenal. And then, of course, we coated with DIY Details 5-year ceramic coating, and here are the results. Thanks again, as always, folks, for joining me on this episode of KWR Details. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thanks, guys.